What is up, guys? We have the World Championship of Parallel coming very soon, and it looks like this is going to be the patch that they're going to play on. Coming soon, we don't know what that means. Last we heard, I think it's like maybe 10 days from now, maybe like around February 20th. So yeah, hopefully maybe even sooner than that. But yeah, the game's been a little stale recently, so hopefully these changes will help. And it looks like we just have some miscellaneous search functionality for deck builder and collections, which is actually very needed, I'm not gonna lie. And now let's get into the meat of the patch here. The card changes. Centaurus, Convergent Centaurus. I actually do agree with this being like the card that they touch. I mean, obviously every Scipius deck plays this card, but I feel like it's maybe not the card that's talked about the most when it comes to the deck. And this is just a really insane amount of bodies that this card gets on the board on turn 4 and after turn 4, when you are able to bank a unit after you play it. Just bringing it back from Triumph as well, setting up that muster effect for your Paragon eventually for when you play him. Yeah, this card's been too strong. It's going to be changed to summon 1/1 Convergent instead of 2 with the muster ability. So big deal, honestly. Should make the deck a lot more manageable. This change is really nice. Next we have Killbox. Killbox had just gotten changed from 5 cost to 6 cost, but now you're also going to have to destroy a friendly unit as an additional cost to play this. So yeah, I mean, the card's still been really good. It still closes out like every single game. So I'd love to see another change been done to this card instead of it being changed to 7 energy like they're saying in the little blurb here. And the link to the patch, the link to this preview is going to be in the description below if you want to see it for yourself. But yeah, I like this change a lot. I think these 2 changes to Scipius should help quite a bit. Again, like, we just had some changes and the deck is still so strong, but it's more manageable, and hopefully I think this will be enough, hopefully. Malia, new change to Malia, actually just reverting the previous change that was made to her, so she's getting her heal back. So if you control a friendly corrupted unit at the end of the turn, you heal yourself for 2 and you draw the card instead of just drawing the card, which, yeah, gives Shroud some more sustain, of course. Really nice. I think it was too good previously. When they had nerfed her, I think it was a good, like, I think she was too strong, but now I think that it's time for her to get her heal back, and I think the card is going to be really nice. I think you could play it. It really opens the card up to being played in more than just Neve decks now, because that heal is pretty relevant. Next up, we have the Hacker, which has been coming up quite a bit in competitive play. It's only used in universal Juggernaut Workshop kind of decks, but yeah, this card has been too good, especially with the coins, the 0 cost Tioli, take it or leave it. Being able to get this card out a little too early and just going into high roll, like, this card's fun and it's good, but when this card becomes the meta, and you're just like losing to RNG, just these random cards being discounted to 0, feels really bad. So I like delaying the randomness a little bit, making your opponent have to actually think a little bit besides just slamming this down early game. Next up, we have Unstable Shield Generator. Haven't seen this card in a while. It's actually getting shielded as well. So now it has the same effect, still deals 2 damage to all units at the start of your turn if it lives, but now it should actually live more often. I still don't know how great 2 damage necessarily is, but I like just giving love to like these cards to help deal with early boards, because there's not really a lot of early board clear in the game besides like the Neve 1 cost Dominion. So yeah, it's really nice to see them actually giving some love to something like this. The game has been lacking just more board clears in general, so don't know if this is necessarily going to clear the board for you, but should live, and I'm actually pretty tempted to try this out. I think it might be pretty good now. All right, Data Breach. Haven't seen this card either. I think they buffed this card. I thought they buffed this card before, but yeah, they're making it cost 2 now, from 3. This is a legendary effect from the base set. You wouldn't know that by looking at it, but yeah, it's maybe viable now that we have a lot more revealing, concealing kind of cards. I mean, the interesting thing about revealing bank cards is not only can it help you out, but it can also maybe mess up your opponent because maybe they need to reveal cards for their effects. So yeah, I think this card is maybe interesting. Maybe it's a tournament only card, I don't know. But yeah, it's always excited to see them buffing old cards that don't see play. Speaking of old cards that don't see play, we have some Augen Core upgrades getting some love here. Augen Core just got a lot of love, and now it's getting even more. We have the Cutting Edge going from 2 cost to 1 cost. I think this card is actually kind of insane now. I don't know. Let me know what you think down below about all these changes, but yeah, 1 cost upgrade to give something armed and the +1 attack. I like that a lot. Yeah, Augen Core is actually looking pretty deadly, especially with Triumph of Iron, which is currently banned because there's bugs with it. But when that card comes back, I think we're gonna see some crazy Augen Core lists. I already have an Eric list that I believe I posted a video on recently that is looking pretty good. It was feeling pretty good. And after these changes, after the changes to Sippy as well, yeah, I'm liking his chances. Then we have this card right here, the Fragmented Plating, which is going from 4 to 3, which means that you can bring it back now from Scrap Heap Salvager. This says you can attach an upgrade with cost of 3 or less from your waste onto this unit. So maybe that gets some love now that that's getting the reduction. I don't know. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. But yeah, I think this card is decent, especially depending on the meta, and it'll be interesting. I don't know. So you don't really see it too often, but we will see. Makeshift Masterworker. This one's pretty big. This card's getting salvage now, and I already thought this card was good. In my Eric deck, I really liked it a lot. And now, but the problem is you never would want to play the card, like, because it has an effect on whenever you target it with an upgrade, it costs 1 less, that upgrade, but also like you just use it for the secondary effect usually of revealing it from the bank. And now the card actually seems pretty good if you want to actually just play it. So yeah, I think this card is going to be a menace. Actually, I already played it, thought it was good. Yeah, bonus. I think especially with these upgrades that we're getting, that we're seeing for Augen Core, the new upgraded upgrades, you could attach a lot of stuff to this guy, go exoskeleton on him as well, and just go crazy with it. Yeah, this card's gonna be really good. Next up we have the remote. Is this the last one? No, there's so many. Remote Explosives Operator and Remote Explosive Drone. Now, if you're like me and you played the game a lot, you still don't know what this card does. So yeah, this card is getting a 2 energy reduction. All right, let me zoom in here so you can see what this card actually does here. 2 energy reduction, going from 6 to 4. It's getting 2 less attack. That's fine. Muster ability is to create a 0/3 remote explosive drone on the enemy field in a random position. And it does the aftermath is 3. Aftermath of this card is deal 3 damage to any target. Now the drone that gets summoned, so it still keeps that aftermath and everything. So when this card dies, it deals 3 to a target, so it's already like fine. But the explosive drone that you get, the aftermath is now deal 2 damage to yourself and adjacent units. So you're putting this thing on your opponent's board. You're putting the 0/3 in a random position on their board. And when the 0/3 dies, so when you kill it, then it's going to deal 2 damage to your opponent and to adjacent units. Actually, pretty interesting card. I don't know. What do you think about this guy? This might be I don't know. There's a big buff. We're reducing it by 2. I mean, they do nerf the explosive drone a little bit. I've never seen anybody play this card before in my entire life, but I'm gonna try it out. I don't know. It's actually, I mean, if you have some units on the board to attack with, and it randomly puts it in the middle of some stuff, I mean, I don't know. Maybe. It's actually seems pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. Next up, we have the Sphinx. This is the last one, the Sphinx Sentry. Another one that I didn't really know about. This I think is a newer one as well. So it is getting a new ability here. So when this dies, not only does it have salvage, but yeah, the aftermath is conceal any number of friendly bank cards, and then you create a sentry wreckage with attack and health equal to the number of cards that you conceal this way. It used to be just gaining attack equal to the concealed cards. So maybe it's okay. I don't know. I mean, if you pair it with that card that we just saw before that reveals all the bank cards, pretty good. And I mean, Augencore has a lot of ways to reveal those bank cards as well nowadays. This one doesn't excite me as much as the other ones, but I still think it could be something. Especially with salvage. Salvage is really nice, especially with all these newly buffed upgrades. Yeah, I like what we're looking at here. Bug fixes we don't know yet, blah blah blah, but yeah, those are the changes that we're going to be getting soon, quote unquote soon, hopefully in 10 days or less from now. What do you guys think? What's the most important change on here that you see? Is Sippy dead? Is Sippy gonna still be the best deck in the game? Hopefully not. But yeah, I feel like these changes have been like the Sippiest changes, the ones that we just got before, were a long time coming. But yeah, it's nice to see them still just pumping out some changes here, because we did have like a dry spell for a bit with no changes, and the meta has been stale for a hot minute. So hopefully this gives us a bit of a shake up. Everything is on a lot more of an even playing field, and that's all I got, bro. Thanks for watching this little update on the update. I'll leave the thing in the description, like I said, and I'll see ya in the next one. Peace.